Let's go to Andrew from California. Andrew from California, welcome. What's on your mind?
Hi, the first time caller, long time listener.
Thank you.
Uh, kind of nervous, but I'll power through it.
Yeah, you're doing great so
I
far.
I just wanted to discuss with you about the when dealing with irrational like Trump supporters.
Yeah.
When what is the calculus? Because I've seen a lot of progressive hosts handle it both ways, where they're like very patient and charitable in a sense versus like just steamrolling them and then just hanging up on them and not letting them talk. Like for example, for with you had that guy who you guys were getting into like the semantics of like Trump not being allowed with the nuclear codes, and
Yeah.
I feel like you took like a charitable approach, which I agreed with you, but felt like you could have been more charitable. But I don't know. I'm just a schmuck. I don't know.
So listen,
What's the
it depends what you want to achieve, right? I mean, my point with that guy, that was Bobby Polo. The reason I gave that guy so much time and so much leeway was he was one of those guys who showed up in our super chats during a live stream and said, I want to debate you and you won't debate me and you won't give me time and blah, 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 blah. And so the point I was trying to make was, I'll gladly give you time and I'll allow you every opportunity to make your point. And the guy had 10 minutes and he quite literally wasn't able to make a single point. And the point of that was less about telling him he was wrong about every particular issue. He didn't even bring up an issue. That was the funny thing. The guy was desperate to debate and couldn't actually even hold a conversation. So that was more about like these people who are big tough guys on the internet who want to debate, then you give them a chance. They make no sense. They might as well be speaking a foreign language. In other situations, on somebody who comes at me with a particular issue that they're wrong about, then it would be less about being as charitable as possible and more about showing them that they're actually wrong on the issue. Does that make sense, Andrew? Like it depends on the situation.
Yeah, I guess it's. I don't know. I guess sometimes I prefer the more charitable approach. I just feel
Yeah.
like maybe then there'd be more of a chance of connection, but maybe that's just wishful thinking.
No, I think on balance, you're right. It just, with that particular guy you're thinking of, it went nowhere because there was no substance to it. You know, he wouldn't even understand what my position was. And yet he still tried to tell me I'm wrong. But it's like, dude, you don't even understand what I'm saying. How can we go forward here?
I felt like with the nuclear weapons issue, which I think was like the one that kind of was ballooned,
Yep.
I felt like you could have been a little bit more like, okay, when you make a black and white statement where I don't think Trump should be around nuclear weapons, which is ridiculous. A president must, have, access to that. I just think that he would be very irresponsible. I didn't feel like you said it in a way where he was going to be able to receive that and digest it and maybe understand that. I mean,
Well,
I
I
don't
think
know.
you're right. I don't think he was going to be able to understand what I was saying, but the extent to which I just have to keep restating it, I think, he had a bunch of time and he wasn't getting it. So it was just time to move on, you know?
Okay. All right. One last comment. Bring back Jimmy from Philly.
Haven't heard from him for years, Andrew. It's crazy.
I just miss his voice.
Fair enough. Maybe we can find an impersonator. All right, Andrew. Thanks so much for the call.
Thank you.
All right, there goes Andrew with a very, very powerful declaration.